Blumhouse just dropped a new trailer today for a movie called The Woman in the Yard.
Blood, gore, blood, gore, cut it, get it, everything you want and more. You choose.
So, if you didn't know, Blumhouse just dropped this trailer about The Woman in the Yard, and it's about a minute long. It's a little teaser trailer, but I want to give my thoughts on this a little bit. Not that I'm doing a reaction to it, but more or less the fact of Blumhouse in general. So, this movie says it's about a black woman just mysteriously shows up in somebody's yard, and then, bad things may ensue. Maybe she's showing them premonitions. I don't know. It's PG-13. And it looks like it has a cast of about 5 people total in it. It's directed by Wami Colette Sarah, and he did more recent movies. He did Carry On, he did Jungle Cruise, but his horror movies, he hasn't done anything since The Shallows was in 2016, and he did Orphan back in 2007. So Orphan was a very good movie, but it was, almost 20 years ago since he did a good horror movie directing. And it stars Danielle Deadweiler. She was just in I Saw the TV Glow, and Russell Hornsby, who's from the TV show Grimm. They each have done other things, but that's like their most recent horror stuff that they've been a part of. So it's just, like I said, my thoughts on this stuff. Because Blumhouse is very well known for having some good movies and then having some atrocious movies. And in the beginning of the year, they tend to have kind of effort of throwing out the not as good movies. And you can kind of tell when they're not going to be as good because they don't really get a big marketing push or anything. Fantasy Island was one of their early movies that just came out in the beginning of the year. Kind of sucked. We had Night Swim last year, just kind of came out of nowhere as we saw advertising like a month before. But there was also Imaginary last year, which kind of got a ton of advertising, but was still kind of crappy. But they do occasionally throw in like a good January movie, like Megan we got one year, which was really good. We got The Invisible Man one year. And so this year they have 2 that are coming out early in the year. Wolfman that's out right now, which is going to be the successful one. And then my fear is this one's coming out in March, and this is going to be the flop. There's like no real marketing for it besides we just got a teaser now. There was no talks about it. I know they mentioned something, I guess, last year, but unless you were really paying attention to everything, you wouldn't have known that. It wasn't like common knowledge. So I just, in my gut, feel like this is going to be a terrible movie. It's PG-13, like I said, so it's aiming towards the younger crowd so they can get into the movies to watch a scary movie, bring their friends, girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever, for the teenagers. Ooh, it's going to be spooky. But for most of us people who actually sit and watch horror movies all the time, I just feel like this one's going to be a giant letdown. It's not going to be any good, and we're going to wish that we didn't waste our money on it. But hopefully Blumhouse will prove me wrong, and they will have a good movie in this. Like I said, it looks like it's in one setting, at one house. There's a cast of 5 people in it, and 2 of which are children, and you never know what you're going to get with children actors. And since Blumhouse doesn't like to spend a lot of money, they're not going to get actors who are very well known. So hopefully they'll do good. But my thoughts, my feelings, I think this movie is going to be a suck fest and a complete waste of time. Let me know if you guys plan on checking this one out in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Until the next time, rest in peace.